Hello, hello. We're back. It's 1 o'clock Eastern, and it's PM session time. I have not been trading a lot in AM session, so I did take another stab at gold, which was a good one as well. Gold has just been amazing. So let's see if we can get some other another trade. Well, to be honest, I really made I'm not very eager to give money back, so I'm going to be very careful. But yeah, let's see if we can set up, we can find a good, go over some setups again. And let's see. And as promised, I am putting up my DTT screen. So I've got to find it. Hold on. And as promised, promises made, promises kept, right? Here we go. Now, I haven't had much interest in NQ today. Oh, are you kidding me? Is it really that time of day again? GG, you cannot. Okay. Um, okay, we cascaded down from 9 o'clock, 10:55. I haven't looked at NQ at all, but not too bad. And gold. Here we are. Where's gold? I want this screen for gold. Here we go. Now, let's start looking at the AMRP levels. I always interpret them or use them, but I never show them. Hey, but my TP, that was really a nice trade this morning. I'm really very happy about that. Um, and it hung out in this area. It did not go anywhere, right? It just stayed in this area basically all day. I did not expect that to happen, to be honest. But let's see. Now, if you watch the 1202, right? This is at the bottom here. Just mark this quickly. Two, 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 two. Two. It looks like we're going up again, right? But this was the same structure we had yesterday on NQ. Remember, it looks very similar. If I look at gold, it looks similar to the structure we had on NQ, and we got tricked with this breaker structure, and then it just kept on consolidating, right? It's still early. That's why I like to start at 1 o'clock, because then we can prepare ourselves for the 1:30, 2 p.m. move, and see what already happened during lunch. Well, technically we just formed a range, right? And from yeah, the morning move just went up 9:40, and then it went a little bit further down. That's it, and then it went back up in the range. Let me see, because I think what normally happens on Monday and Tuesday, which I call ping pong Monday, Tuesday, is actually happening today a little bit. So I'll show you what I mean by that. And then you can even though you can frame trades between them, right? Yeah. So we've got an N walk here, and you see we're definitely bouncing in the N walk, and the event horizon, that's the midpoint, is right over here. Now, let me see. I see something else which is very exciting. DTT. I don't know who's here, but I'll give you one little DTT gem already. The 658, this is this root candle, and the 312 always work together. So if I'm looking at this model here, we went to the downside. 312 is here, 658 is here. We bounced in 658. We went up, we went back into it, and now we passed it again, and we retested it here. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if today in the PM session we are going to go all the way up to the event horizon, which happens to be the 312. So, and we have an extra confirmation here, which was exactly at 10 past 12. Well, this is 5 minutes, by the way. Let's see if it was in a macro. If I go on in the 1 minute, just want to see if it's in macro time, because that's important, right? I'm on gold. Yeah, I'm gonna stick. You know what? Today is gold day because gold has been nice. So 11:30, 11:31, and this is 12:12. Okay, so technically not in macro, but if it's not in macro, it might not take it out. So that's what I'm eyeing. So I because of this DTT as well, and I implement, and look how this has been. I wouldn't be surprised if we are going to go all the way back up to this level here, 312. Why? 658, 312. On the other hand, you can say, okay, 312 just made its way all the way down to the 658, but these are always, they are partners. They are sort of like a couple. And because we had a retest here, another retest here, I don't know. We'll see. Have to see. And it's a beautiful market maker sell side and buy model, right? Now the question is, have we activated the buy side? Do we have a change in state of delivery? Do we have it? I think so. Let's see on the 15 minute. I want to have a 15 minute. Not yet, really. 666. Technically, is this intermediate term high is broken? This is actually the breaker, right? This is the highest breaker we want to see broken. What was that level again? Now, also using DTT, now we have this level here, but now you can see these are the volatility ranges that are indicated. So now it's telling us, okay, I'm not going to do much until 5 past 2, because these are the AMRP levels, average mean range projections, and they can extend, and this is the extension. So I don't expect anything much at this moment, but let's we'll get more information after 2 o'clock. And we went through, do we have an AMRP high here that hasn't been met? Yes, here we are. So this tells me already, like, okay, listen, don't be too excited now. We're in consolidation, and you can see we tapped in the AMRP plus, and we already tapped in the AMRP minus. And this is the EQ, the mid-range of the previous model. So we also tapped in, that's also like a point of liquidity. Hey, Eugene, it tapped it it was a few ticks below it, right? My TP2. Did you see that? Yeah. And it is actually, I thought it might be a session range, to be honest. I was like, I think it's a session range, not the daily range, but it is technically, yeah, that was a very good read. And you know, everything lined up with the ICT. I already had that TP if we would go down, but I just wasn't, you know, you saw me going like, you know, I think it could be the top. I was getting insecure because of the 4 hour. I'm like, how is it possible? It looks so, but then because you were so sure about the move, I'm like, what is he seeing? And then I already had that mark, that wick, but I haven't been using them, I mean, just for a few weeks, right? Because ICT didn't share that knowledge before. So, okay, I did see it, yeah, 0.5, but you know, and then I saw the daily, and you pointed out, yeah, and I thought, okay, I see the daily now, and now I see what's happening. It's just, you get a little retracement. It was 0.38, which can happen in situations like that. We don't go into the range all the way when we're really bearish, right? But everything lined up, and it was just, I think, one of my best trades in 3 weeks. I didn't have any one of those good trades last week. And it's actually my first really good gold trade, to be honest, because I haven't done. This was my biggest gold trade ever. But hey, I've just been trading gold. What is it? 2 weeks now or 1 week? So yeah, it was a very nice trade. But hey, we all did it together. That's how we help each other, right? But anyway, I put on DTT because on community request because I was mentioning it more and more. So the average range volatility tells me now, okay, you know what, until this time. And you can also see model, this is model, we call it 1001. The average range, oh, I need to change that to 9. I don't want 5, I want 9. I want 9. Here we go, 9. So it doesn't really matter a lot here to see. Okay, here you go. So the average range is, as you can see here, is 30 points. Let's say 30 points, and we've done 22. So there's about 8. Oh, you've got the best trade too. I mean, it was a beauty, right? It was a beauty, and being able to take a partial and then letting it run to the end, it was just and being convinced about it as well. It's just yeah, it was amazing. Anyway, I don't want to. I'm almost like, oh my god, I don't want to really trade anymore because I don't want to give any profits back to the market. But hey, I'll frame. We're here to frame good trades, and you know, we never get bored with that. But in all honesty, I'm almost like, you know, should I? You know, when you have a trade like that, it's sort of like, I don't know if you feel the same. It's like almost like, you know, I'm really okay today. And yeah, but yeah. So so this tells me here to just sit put for now. These gradings are the opening range gap, which I left on just for us to see, like, are we going to go over the 0.5? We are now below this. Are we going below the midpoint, right? Because we opened here and we went into the midpoint and then we went down. So I'm just wondering if we are going to go back into the range, back to the event horizon, which is also the 312, and the 658 and the 312 are married to each other. They work together. So let's see if we're going to get a market maker, a full market maker cycle, which it looks like. If I look at it, it looks a little bit like it, right? Oh, this was exactly our beautiful point. It's too good to be true if it goes back, right? What do you think, Eugene, for what is your bias for the PM session? Are you bullish or bearish? Are you still bearish? So you had the best trade ever, or the best trade in a specific amount of time? Let me quickly check on NQ, by the way. Now NQ is you can see NQ is also now in between NWOG and Event Horizon. And you know, this is funny because we didn't have, hey Selecta, how are you doing? You're back. It's late. Did it reject that breaker bullish? And are we talking about gold, right? Hold on. Best trade this month? Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, if you had better trades than that, that would be really but bias for this session is bullish. Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, and also because I do think if I calculate this manipulation move here, I just want to make sure I'm showing the right screen. Yes, I am. This is the 0.5, and we only went up 0.38 when we hit this level, right? When I calculate the whole range, and that's a retracement level. So I'm just wondering if now we are going up a little bit higher to either the 0.5. But yeah, so going back to DTT now, if I see a setup like this and I see that 312 is still unmitigated, well, let's call it untested, unmitigated, and it's just been consolidating, it's prepping itself for today, for tonight, PM session. So we had a retest of 658. So it's the same like my 10-4 model. You can literally call this the 7-3, right? Because this is almost 7 o'clock and this is 3. So it's the same, almost like my 10-4, which is basically plays out in AM session until 11 o'clock, sometimes a little bit later. But this depends on how the day has been going. And we had a retest here, 11:35. We had another retest here at 12:10. We are moving higher. Now it's not doing much. We have the opening range gap. I'll put it on quickly because I see there's some new people here. And then I'll take it off because it's a lot. Opening range gap of this morning, we went into it to the 0.5 and then we rejected. But what did ICT tell us? I don't know. It's not so long ago. Oh no, that was actually a different situation. No, it's not applicable now. So I'm not going to confuse people. No, I'm not gonna. I'm mixing two things up. So I'm gonna shut up about that. Talking too much, Iris. You were talking too much again. Calm down. Yeah. Okay, I'm also bullish. So because of DTT, the 312, 658, we've been actually moving down. So just waiting, and let's see if we can frame a trade. I really like gold, to be honest. I'm sort of like, you know, wondering, should I stick to gold and just not look at NQ at all? But I think it's good to also look at NQ because we still need to wait, right? Because I don't think we have any opportunity until a little bit later today. We just have to see what the 130 run is going to do. So let's go back to NQ. I do like what it's doing. It's like, ping-ponging between all these levels here now. But it made such a nice move already. Got the N wall here. Now this is confusing to me. I've got an N walk here on the 4 hour, and I've got a event horizon here on the 1 minute. That should not be the case. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. I think I understand. I think I have less on here. Only 5, yeah, okay. And I probably have more open here. Let me see if my logic. Yeah, 7. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I have to bump this up to 7 as well. Okay, now they're in. No, they're still different. Sometimes I don't understand why that's happening, but I guess I don't have enough brain power for that. Well, anyway, that's that. We're going to stick to gold now because look, I think we're going to get a very nice move on gold. Now, when would I enter? I'm going to wait for confirmation, or am I going to? Like if I would do the breaker, it's too far. I mean, that's like already. This is a trade. I want to take it up to this level here, 4151. Now I want to take as much points as possible. I would almost think that we're not going to go lower than this level here, that we already made our low here. So I'm almost, Eugene, I'm almost inclined to put a micro on already, like, and to have my stop, just below the 830 and get in here because the risk is quite tight. But on the other hand, we have two lows here, two equals. But it seems to me like we already. What's that? Oh, I'm setting up the Discord, by the way, guys. I'm already busy with it, so I guess maybe that's what you're hearing. I don't know. If anyone who has ideas to, I already have some ideas of my own. Oh, this is an idea that I have for the Discord, is also to do, if people want to share, I don't know if that's actually allowed, but like if there's our books that people have, we can share PDFs. So, it's sort of like also like a library, like build a library for books as well. Yeah, so these are a little bit annoying at the moment, but then again, looking at the root candles, um, uh, here, okay, we are already below this one. Okay, yeah, okay, I think we just have to wait. Yeah. Yeah, I really think the daily range is in, right? I think that is really the range that was formed today, and because we didn't leave it all this time, it's so unlike. Well, I have to look at some other things. Sometimes I just don't want to overlook something, because once I have a bias, I'm like, oh, I get married to it, and I just don't want that to happen. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, I cannot be anything else than bullish for this session. I don't know. It's really hard to not be. Uh, so technically for gold, we have an inside day, right? It's like it doesn't feel like that because we had a really, really good. Tuesday. Yeah, we have an inside. Technically, it's an inside day for gold. Isn't that weird? With such a big move, if you think about it, it just used exactly the same range. Tuesday, we're a little bit above it. So we had a Wednesday high. We created a Wednesday high. Um, oh no, it was Tuesday after the opening. Okay, I'm just trying to. It's actually Wednesday low. It's a Wednesday low. Yeah. Okay, let's wait. Hey SK, I'm doing great. London session was really, really awesome, very insightful. Had a very, very good trade on gold, and I did have some errands to run. A lot of paperwork, which I hate. That side of my life is really, I have to, I didn't get everything done which I needed to do, and but once it's evening here and those things can't be done anymore, or all the offices are closed, I just can fully focus on this again, and then everything is okay again, I guess. So how have you been doing? And SK, I'm busy with the Discord. We will soon have a Discord. I think you asked that as well in the beginning. I'm not sure. Sometimes I can't remember everything, but I think you asked the same question. But yes, I think now because the limitation of not being able to share documentation and things like that, I think now, I think if you want to really build a community, we really need to have something more that is supporting that. And I guess that's Discord, right? So I guess there's no better option than that. So in the making, busy with that. But I need a few days. I think it will be up and running for sure. Or maybe even sooner. It doesn't have to be perfect yet, right? But I'll let you guys know. But if you have any ideas on things that I need to add, let me know. Yeah, I think I think it's really nice because you I already created one, place where people can talk off, which is not chart or trading related. Because I can imagine sometimes you get in the Discord, and maybe there's one group of people that want to talk charts, and some other people want to talk things that are different, and then there are two voice channels. I think that's good to have. Yeah, we build from there, with the input that is coming. So, but yeah, I think I want to make like a library for books. Like everyone shares some, if they have things. I just don't know if we're allowed to. Otherwise, we'll find a way to it. But also people that have lesser means, that they can have the opportunity to get to the books that they want to read. So I'm thinking about how I've got a lot of PDF and books still somewhere on my computer, and it's such a waste not to share that. So yeah, so that's one of the ideas that I have: create a library so everybody can have access to books. I'm still, yeah, my brain is still going, but yeah, I'm actually very excited now for this to start to get that up and running. And it doesn't have to be perfect in one time. It can go along the way. So and that's okay. And then obviously some specific topics like educational stuff. I already asked the DTT guys, hey, what am I? So I told them, listen, I am going to put now my DTT, my digital time theory screen, because I've been mentioning it and people are interested. What am I allowed to? They have some free documentation, but I just wanted to check for sure because I can't remember what I got, what was paid and not. And they're very, they are not wolves that are hungry for money, but obviously I just want to double check that I don't share something that I'm not supposed to share. But I think that is just awesome to yeah, just to share, to create a knowledge base, and everything for free. There's no one. I don't want anyone in my Discord that comes in and try to charge or try to steal people to make money off them. It's a free Discord. Everything should be free. Education is free. Yeah, so that's it. Now let's see. I do like to see that this has been, now the equilibrium has been retested as well. Patience, patience. These I don't like. Just have to wait. So, hey Nortendo, how are you doing? How's it going? Did you hear about the My trade, that London trade, that is my best trade on gold ever. And I think, well, I did have 100. I think I had more points on NQ, but I think technically, if I with having a runner and actually my TP2 is it was like only 2 ticks or 3 ticks below, that price went below. Yeah, I think it's one of my best trades ever, to be honest. So I'm very, very happy. And it is actually also what ICT taught us. I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched the last few videos, but what he shared there is just, I mean, it's too good to be true. And those daily wicks, I did see the 50%, and I was really wondering, like, is it that exact? But it was exactly that level where it reversed. And once I got more confirmation and other confluences, I was like, oh my God. And I sort of like framed the daily range. Well, I thought it was a session range, but I thought, is it daily range? It cannot be true. It's too early if that's but the range is still intact. It's on stream. It's on stream. But I can show you. We're on gold anyway. But yeah, it was amazing. I made a post, by the way. Nintendo. Look on the community post. I made a print screen. But you know, Eugene, that's so funny that a lot of people say, "Oh, wicks do the damage and bodies tell the story." But I use wicks more in my framing of a trade than bodies. I use rejection blocks for reversals or endpoints. For me, it's large wicks are present. Hey, Dottie K, how are you? A long time no see. I was thinking about you because I thought, hey, my females are haven't seen them for a while. Dottie, I'm setting up a Discord as well, and yeah. So yeah, that was an awesome trade on gold. But also, I was saying that it had to do also with ICT's latest information, those wicks the daily wicks, the gradients of those, because I've started using them, yeah, since the videos. I think he started to share that video about the wicks. That was 2 weeks ago, I think, the first one. So I haven't been using them a lot. So I did see it, but I was like, okay, but it could go over it, right? And then at some point I was like, oh, I think this is the start of a range, and then I saw them move, and I got in. Well, I didn't get in all the way. It wasn't a turtle soup, but technically it could have been, right? Because next time I will. Yeah, and the TP was the runner hit the TP almost to the tick. Yeah, it's just one of my best trades ever. But yeah, we grow. But it was a very insightful session, the London session, because I learned a lot myself and have a good trade. So anyway, how have you been doing? You missed it. Did you trade at all, Dottie? I'm bullish, by the way, on gold. So just waiting for confirmation to enter. I don't know if I want to enter on my account because I've had such a good day already. But I'm sort of like hesitant a little bit. I do want to trade, but I just don't want to give anything back. But I think we're very bullish for the session. The only thing that bothers me are these two equal lows. I already mentioned today. I said, hey, shall I just already put in a trade and then put my stop loss below this low here. So digital time theory again. I'll share it. The 312 is here and the 658 is here. Those are root candles. Oh, you caught the drop on NQ? Wow, that's a beautiful drop as well. Yeah, I haven't watched NQ actually today that much as I usually do because today I'm in love with gold a little bit. have a little bit of crush on gold since it's good trade. But why I like that trade, because we're bouncing on the N walk and there's an event horizon here, and normally on Monday or Tuesday it ping pongs between those levels, and we haven't had that a lot. So yeah, so those wicks guys, if anyone is already using ICT, especially he did a Saturday session as well, but the session that before Saturday, that it is so pure gold what he is. Oh, well, that's a nice word. It's just literally. It is just. I think he shares. I think he's sharing things that he never was wanted to share. But I think even if you have not studied him before, I think you can just listen to what he's dropping now and then go backwards a little bit, and maybe just go do his videos that he has been doing, because he's sharing a lot and giving a lot of insight without the longer video. So I don't know. What do you think, Eugene? Because I think what he's sharing now, it's so different than how he used to do it, but it is so to the point, and it's so those wicks, those daily wicks things, and how to use them is just for me a game changer. I would not have had this gold trade, wasn't it for that wick, grading that wick. And I'm talking about the daily. I'm talking about this wick here. Now where is that wick? Yeah, it was this wick. It had to be this wick, right? It was a combination of seeing this wick, the 50%. So looking at this candle, because I was a little bit confused looking at the 4 hour. I thought, it doesn't look bearish at all. But I was bearish, but I was like, nah, it just cannot look. But if I look at the daily structure, you already have a distribution candle to the downside. So, and then obviously the daily candle has to form its wick, right? The manipulation wick. You see it hit exactly 50%. Let me just grade it properly, so because otherwise it doesn't look. It hit exactly 50% here. You see? And when I saw that, and then we moved away from it, I was like, I see what's happening now. We're forming the manipulation move on the daily distribution candle, so we're getting another distribution move. So that's why it was possible. Yeah, people. Well, some people have a good. It's just to speed things up. So I get it. I mean, some people have made something. They made it a bit of their own. So I wouldn't say that I would think everything is a scam or whatever. But I think if you've learned from ICT for free, you have to pass it on for free as well. I think that's how the world should work. But I don't know if you guys know T-Trades. I mean, he did a lot for the community, and he has the best ICT videos that he shared for free. And now he made an indicator, and now he's getting a lot of shit from people that people have to pay for that indicator. But come on, guys, that guy spent a lot of money to create an indicator, and he still gives a lot for free. But if somebody does something then that they charge money for because they create something which can help people, they get a lot of shit for that. And I think that's a different situation, right? So it's a little bit weird, I think, than to think that everything needs to be free. But I think the basic education is, if it's ICT based, should be free. Definitely, I agree. Yeah, I would. I'm getting more and more bullish, but I just want to have a good entry on that trade. And I really think, to be honest, we're going to go all the way up to this root candle, which is also the event horizon, which means the midpoint between two N walks. I'm going to get rid of these lines. I need to clean up my charts a little bit. What time is? Oh, we are already in the 1:30 move, guys. So let's see. I think this would have been a good entry somewhere here, and then the stop here, because we are going higher already. I'm trigger shy now. It doesn't happen a lot. I know Eugene is bullish. Who else is bullish for the session on gold? You only started the 2022 model. Hey, listen, if that works for you and you're profitable, you don't need anything else. It is just, with ICT, you just need to take whatever works for you. But I do think there's so much more which will help you. So for me, it wasn't enough because I wanted to know more. But hey, listen, the 2022 model shows up every day a couple of times. So if that's your model and it works, stick to it. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So I'm also thinking in the Discord to make an ICT, how to navigate ICT as a beginner, um, things like that, because it's a little bit overwhelming maybe in the beginning. Which is my favorite. Oh my god. I think it's hard to really say what is a favorite. I think I just got addicted because when I did core content twice because I was like, oh my god, and then I saw it in the charts and I was really fascinated by it. But I think his sessions that he did after 2022. I think he did was it 2023 and 2024 that he did live sessions every that he was on a lot. I can't remember. I think 23, or was it 22? I can't remember. No, 22 is the model. It was 23, I think. I think the sessions that he did afterwards, because there were a lot of gems hidden in those sessions. And I can't remember what he did in 2024 as well. I think he also did sessions in 2024, right? He was live. But I think 2022 is a must. I think that's very important as a basis. And core, I think core content, everybody has to do core content once. I think so. But I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna go over. I saw some videos again that I like the IPTA ranges, the IPTA and stuff like that. Well, he actually went over IPTA also again in this Saturday session. Was it Saturday? It's just pure, guys. It's just gold. I would actually say that his last few videos are really. I think he really. I think he shares something that is very, very valuable, extremely valuable. I think everybody should watch it. And I think that trade, well, Eugene knew it anyway, but I don't know if Eugene, you still didn't, I'm not sure if you really used that wick as well, but you knew it. You were very confident. But, hey, listen, if those wicks are really, that clean and you can really indicate your reversals with it, I'm like, okay, that's going to be a game changer. It's going to be a game changer. But I would recommend everybody to watch the video. The last few ones that he dropped, really. They're not easy if you are not, but if you take the time and they'll really give your trading style a boost. But yeah, but we're still in consolidation. This model did tell us here, because you can see the ranges. This is the average median range, volatility range. You see this is the MLP plus, this is the MLP high, and they're contracted, sort of like contracted together. So until this time, 2:05, we should not expect too much. Now it can extend, right, to this 4 standard deviation, but I don't think it's likely now. So a lot of time in PM session, the 7 past 2, 9 past 2 is where the volatility comes in. So in this, when I see this happen, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for the manipulation move, which I hope is to the downside. And then we'll see. What is okay? I would like to ask the chat, the ones that have studied ICT, what was their favorite video or year or something specific, or the model that they. My favorite is the breaker. I use the breaker a lot. Yes, breaker and rejection blocks are my favorite. I go nuts on those rejection blocks, especially on the higher time frame. I love wicks, just like Eugene. And people who say wicks are just noise. Um, I'm like, really? And also, I love the lack of manipulation. I'll show you what I mean by that. If I see, I love sharing this. If I see a flat bottom with a wick, that's I get very excited. Why? Because this is a lack of manipulation. It needs a wick. Now you see this wick did not go into on top of this one here, right? So we didn't have that. And this is a rejection. I see this as a rejection block. But normally what you want to see, oh, here is a better one. Oh, well, you see here, it happened here, right? So here you have a flat bottom and a wick. And what you see here happened is this candle, this wick went just inside of it. You see that? Just a little tick. That's the manipulation. So this is a lack of manipulation if you don't have a wick. So you expect, if you see the candle come here, you sort of already know, you can expect that either it's going to go to the midpoint, but this is a very good candidate for a rejection block. And look what happened here. Boom. Why? Because here, lack of manipulation. You need this little manipulation. It can be, it's a belated the manipulation move. So I love the non-wick, so we call it devil's mark, right? And yeah, but hey, listen, I love wicks. I love it. But I don't like these wicks then. Okay, let me put it that way. I don't like this kind of wiki. I like one big wick and then like this one here, for example. And you see here as well, even if though you have a very tiny wick, you see you get these wicks like a little bit more manipulation, belated manipulation. You see there's no body, almost no body going. Yeah, here we have a little bit of body, but there's more wick just to give them a little bit of extra juicy wicky. But I mean, yeah, it's very interesting. If you start looking at these things, then you start seeing, okay, flat bottom with a wick. Oh, that is a very strong algorithmic signature. Screaming rejection block. Yeah. So do we have anything, if we go higher? Let's go to the 15 minutes, see if we have anything there. Oh, I hate those warnings. Ignore warnings. Oh, there you go. Eugene, I think it was a good entry. Let's go back to the 1 minute or to the 5. Yeah. I'll go to the 3 minute. Okay. So we had in 142 we had a retest of the I'm on 3 minute 30-minute for 190 is 0.5 level for 190. You mean 0.5 level of the dealing range? 30-minute for 190 is 0.5 level. Okay, I think it was a good entry here with a stop below this one. But let's see when we hit the. It's a long way up, so we have enough opportunity to take a trade. But hey, God, I'm very bullish for this session. I think we could go all the way up to here. Mm. So Eugene, you're like thinking maybe at 4190 it might reject there. Is that what you're saying? So we have to watch that level. And the 4190 is exactly also the 0.66 from the opening range gap. Coincidence? It's also 4190 is also the settlement price of yesterday. So it's a point of liquidity. And it's also the 10 o'clock, as you can see on my screen. So there's a lot going on at 4190. Oh, you're saying 4190. I'm looking at 4090, by the way. For 190. Yeah, I've got 0.5, which is the midpoint, so it's for a little bit higher. Okay. Now, the only thing that I don't like is like if I'm bullish, is this a manipulation move? Hmm. Yesterday we had the same thing, right? Because we were bullish and then we got tricked all the time. So then we had a breaker. We had a breaker that was activated, but it went into the breaker and it just did not go anywhere for the whole session. We were just literally, we sat through consolidation from, I think it was from 12 to 4. We still had fun though, but yeah, it was this consolidation. Let me quickly have a look at NQ. What is NQ doing? Oh, NQ is going down. Wow. Oh, that's a short. Who is in NQ? The 4 1, okay, that's what you mean. The 4 is the higher time frame, a breaker, but that was then the, let me have a look quickly in 30 minutes. 4192. 4190 here. Am I missing something? Are you talking 4 hour? maybe for 190. I don't see a breaker here. Am I missing something, Eugene? For 190 higher time frame breaker? Are you talking about this wick here? Okay. Zoom in on the 8:30 and 9:30 candle on the 1 minute. You mean on the 8:30 candle from this morning or the extension from it? Let me see. Yeah, we're bouncing off the 8:30 line now and the 9:30 here, right? You can see I've got the lines here from the 8:30 and the 9:30 already. I don't. This is the 8:30, 9:30 area. So we didn't go below the 8:30, right? Is that what you want to point out, Selector? Yeah, the only thing that I really well, exactly, Selector. That is exactly the point that I'm looking at. We have we have a weekly low and an old weekly mid below us, and but they could leave them for tomorrow as well, right? Yeah, it is a little bit weird, but on the other hand, I totally get what you're saying. I totally get it. And but if you see price action like this, the only thing that I don't like is that we had liquidity here, and then we went into the midpoint, and then we go up. I do believe that we are going to go to this level first. Yeah. And you know why? Also this morning, that level before we reversed to the downside was only 0.38. So I think we could go to the 0.5 of this calculation here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just go a little bit higher, and then we could go back to the downside again. I just cannot frame a bullish trade now, a bearish trade. But let's see. I mean, but I totally see what you're seeing, and I totally agree. Like, it's so close. They're so close. Why? Yeah. But hey, listen, NWalks are very powerful, right? Sometimes it like I said, if you have a ping pong Monday or Tuesday, how I call them, they are barriers. They don't go further than that. And we didn't have that on Monday and Tuesday in the way that we had today. No. I wanted to get in here, put my stop here. There was a very tight stop loss. But we'll wait. We'll have to wait. Eugene, are you in already or are you waiting for confirmation? Now for me, using the root candles, now we have a displacement out of it. I have to wait. I cannot have even though it is still a lot of points, I wouldn't take it higher. I would only trade it to here. So how many points is that? Let's say somewhere from here. 60 points, okay. I don't try to take trades under 50 points. You're still waiting. But for me, I lose interest in the move if I have to wait for a break or retest. Then the move is getting too small, and like say if it will go over here, I think my entry would have been when I said, okay, I want to get in here and my stop here. Then I had a very tight stop loss, but then again, this was worrying a little bit, right? I want to see how it. Okay, I think we. Yeah, but it might just spike up at some point now. At 7 past 2. We just focus on gold now, and then we'll. I don't want to miss the proper entry. Oh, this chair is really annoying. It's just not. I already put a pillow under my butt. It looks comfortable, but it's not really, to be honest. I think I have to buy a new chair for all the hours that I'm spending here now. I have to have a very comfortable chair, which is not hurting my back. So, a bit of extra light. Yeah. Yes, please. Oh, I see someone subscribed. Thank you. Now we don't have any flat bottoms on the top, on the bottom, right? Hey, listen, I'm not gonna give any money back today, Selecta. I'm very greedy today. That trade, they're not gonna get any money from me. So, but I. So also there's an opening range. We're going back into the opening range gap. I'll show you. It is very unlikely if we're gonna go over these levels that we're not gonna fill it. So we are in it already. So we already touched the 50%. So it's a high probability once we are going into it and we're reaching the 50%. That is not going to leave the rest. It could go up to 75%. But it's very unlikely now it's not going to go. And we are in a market make a buy model now. We are clearly in a buy program. The buy algo has started its journey to the upside. But on the other hand, selector, I must say this could be a market maker buy sell model, sell buy model on its own. But hey, DTT comes into play. Digital time theory. Let's see what the model is telling us. What the magic will give us. No, I'm just joking. No, I mean, I'm a fundamental maniac. So on the Discord, add a news and research. Oh, I love that. That people add their. Okay. I would love to. I would love to get back to you on that. But I think that's very interesting. Add a news and research area so people can do their research and add their. Yes, I love that because I think that's how we grow. But I would tell me we'll do that another time. That how you is it just like a I think that should be a forum then more. Okay. Well, we'll talk about that because I think you need to help me with that one. But I think it's a nice one. And I think that one will go a little bit deeper into the technical science, I guess. Okay, now we hit the 0.66 of the opening range gap, so let's see. I'm just going to say it again. This is my TP right over here, 4151. Just waiting for a good entry. Yeah, I like that. I really like that idea. Selector. I think that's awesome. And I don't think many Discords have that. Um, Eugene, have you are you using the opening range gaps as well? So the ones from 415 to 930? Just curious. Azin, it says, today I figured out something I didn't know at all. Did you know that the reason gold has been moving up is 3 months growth 1 is finally classified as a Basel 3? Wow, I didn't know that either. What is a Basel 3? That I heard about the China thing. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I think from my journaling, when I see price go back into the range like it's doing today now, it's a high probability it's going to fill it fully in this PM session. I'm just going back over my journals because the behavior of the opening range gaps is for me when we go through it very fast. It fools people a lot, right? If it goes down and we feel the gap, let's say before 10 o'clock, and then it goes below it, but then it's not bullish or bearish. It goes back into the range very fast, and then it tricks people like, oh, it's a short, but it's not, right? But with price action like this, okay, see, now these are we've got the new volatility ranges plotted. This is the plus and this is the minus. From my journaling and what I've seen so far, if I see price action like this, I think it's a high probability we're going to fill the full gap now in this session. So that means it's going to go all the way up here, and then my level here is highly probable. I do that. I journal my trades as well. I journal everything. I'm an addict to journaling. I journal almost an hour per day. I cannot journal more than I already do. Yeah. But I love journaling the market in general because that really teaches me a lot. But now I journal my trades separately. Now let's see, guys. Model 111, 31 points. Well, that makes sense. I wonder, has gold, for the gold traders, has gold always been, I mean, it's been going up, but has it been clean even though it wasn't going up like it is now? Or has also the price action been changed because of how gold has been perceived? Or is it always this clean? Because I think it's quite clean. Sorry. Okay, now come on, gold. Give us a little retracement so we can enter. I would love to see it go a little bit into this area here and then take a long from there. But the volatility grid says we're not going to go higher. So this is the max for today. Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's also something that we can do in the Discord as well. Go over journaling in a live session and stuff like that. I think that's good. Yeah, because journaling, you know, it's I didn't journal the first 3 years, and I wish I did. I would have been much further in my journey already. Wow, 10K, I love it. Yeah. Well, I'm happy that I start trading it. Oh, by the way, let's look at silver. I just want to check out if we have any conflict. See, I keep on forgetting. You guys have to remind me sometimes. Hey, check the confluence or the S&T. Because when I talk a lot, I tend to forget some things. I'm really getting older, I guess. Let me see if I see any. So here the 730. Sometimes they can be so minor, right? Those S&T. Like Eugene, he shared his knowledge. Like I missed a little divergence on silver, or was it 2 nights ago? It was very minor. It was so minor, but it was there. 1:30 to 22 October. Mm-hmm. We've got SMT on the bottom, guys, so I'm bullish now because if you look at the 1:30 15-minute candle, gold took out only the hold on, maybe I'm not seeing it correctly. Hold on. 22. Hold on before I say something. 30, no, there was not really. It should be on the lower time frame. Okay, no, I didn't say anything. Never mind. Never mind. But we're going up, 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 and we're not in. Do you journal at all, Selecta? Or is it just really hard for you to start to make just any? Is it more that you don't know what to use for tools, or like what do I journal? Is it more the we are not giving the algo our best? No, I'm not giving anything back. I'm not giving anything back. Hell, I'm greedy as hell today now with after this trade. So I'm just thinking on to put on paper trade only, and even though it will be a nice trade, it's okay because I just also want to learn like being okay with with a good trade and still frame trades and go over stuff, but also try not to give because that's how I used to always give back a lot of money, right? It's always at the moment that you think, oh, you want more, you get punished. Yeah, because the algo is definitely always smarter than I guess than I am, but so sometimes when I outsmarted him, I have to just be okay with that for that day, I guess, because it doesn't happen twice in a day, I guess. Not for those, not for trades like that. Let me put it that way. Yeah. Okay, now, so 418. I'm going to go to the 1 minute. I need a little bit more information. Uh, the only thing that I don't like. Team. I think I want to get in. I think I'm just going to get in with a paper trade because I'm so bullish, and I think it's really going to go. I think it's going to run at some point very fast. So you see these lines here on this indicator. Those are moments that volatility can come in again. So if we're going to consolidate here, then I already know this indicator tells me, okay, we will consolidate most likely until 1447, which is half an hour from now, guys. Hey, if you heard yesterday, we set through consolidation from, I believe it was 12 to 4. But we didn't really matter. It really didn't. We didn't mind. We just said, the reversal is starting. Could be. We are at 0.66, so that is a point for me, a 1/3. That could be a reversal. I just select. I just think it's going to be a minor retracement if we're going to get anything. But I could be wrong. And I don't like the price action because we didn't have any. Well, okay, we did have one displacement candle here in the 132, but that's it, right? There's not really much. Oh, look at that. We do have a breaker trade here. Oh, I see something. If you look long enough, you start to see things, right? I'm just going to mark the top one here. And this was already the retest. This looks like yesterday, guys, a little bit. Like we did break out of a breaker. We went up a little bit, then we went back into the breaker. Let's see. If this was a retest and we're running already, we're just going to go up. We do have a nice fair value gap here. Did we have any retest in the fair value gap? Oh my god, I need better glasses already. Did we have anything in here? Yes, we did have a little tap. This is very minor. You almost can't see it, but we did have a retest here already. You know, you could de-risk. Yeah. But if it retraces to 61 a.m. if it retraces to 61, I am in. Okay. So you're waiting for 6-1. Interesting level. You think it's going to go all the way to there? You're going to let this run? I think it's going to fill the gap. I think we're just going to go up to fill the opening range gap. I think we're not going to get any retreat. I mean, and this was, I really literally think when I said I want to get in, and I think I'm going to, where was it? I think it was, can't remember. What time we get on? I got on at 1. I said, okay, I think I just want to get in and put my stop below this low here. And I did, my risk was still manageable, very small. And we never went below. I didn't get in, but you know, after a trade like today, it is a beautiful move, but it's okay. It doesn't give us a really good entry, does it? In all honesty, if I just don't know. Even though if I would have taken this trade, it wasn't. It's sort of like a little bit of for me, the only interest was my risk is small enough to be acceptable, but it wasn't really like a solid. Yeah, it was a retest of 830 though. but that's it. We had a break. We have here, this was actually the breaker retest in a macro, 153. This should have been maybe that entry. Arthur NH, is it worth holding gold or should I sell? Still on a profit now, but I don't want to see red. No, none of us want that. Hey, listen, I am not a financial advisor. I can only tell you that my bias is bullish, but we've got another very good trader here who is bearish. So, but you should not actually be in a trade and need that to ask, in all honesty, because that means you're not sure what you're doing at the moment. But where did you enter from? What is your how much up are you? Are you on micro gold? I hope you're on micro gold. Do you have more? Are you able to leave a runner in or something like that? Also, we are above the 0.66. So yeah. But if you want to ask if you need to hold gold further than today, Eugene just told us that it's going to go to 10K. So in that case, if you're a swing trader, I would definitely hold on to it. But listen, if you're on the green and you're not sure, I don't think you should take any advice from us now because we are it's 50-50 at the moment. In all honesty, I would take the green at the moment and just take what you have and don't give anything back. And just be okay with what you have, okay? And yeah, the most important thing is that you don't get into the red. Yeah, there's no confirmation. It's sort of like it trickles up, and we could have a slam down and then get a move a bit up later, or or just goes into consolidation. So we are now in the older root candle from today. So let's see how the moment, if it would go over this candle, I will be very very bullish. But yeah, Arthur, you just have to, I had a really, really good trade today, so I'm very greedy. I mean, I would just say take whatever you have. But I have done that as well in the beginning. Like I would be in a trade, but actually don't know if I should hold on. But I just hope that you get to a point that you frame a trade and you know your TP and your stop loss, and you have a solid model that you know that is going there. And even though you might still be wrong, but that you don't feel the need to have to ask it. You're welcome. I'm happy that you do, but for me, I feel like, oh my God, I wish I could help you to get to a point that you can frame your own trades and that you will, I love it when someone in my chat says, hey, I see it different than you, but we have then conviction in our in a setup, and sometimes we can both be right, but also we can be wrong, one of us, right? And those are the moments that you learn from. But you need to have conviction in your trades, even though if you're wrong afterwards, that's okay. And then you learn from, you journal it, and you see, okay, what did I do wrong? And not be dependent on what other people say, because I can tell you anything, but hey, listen, I could be wrong. And yeah, so that's I think very important. What are you? What is your? Are you ICT trade or do you trade something else, Arthur? I'm curious actually where you got in because it's quite been a nice move for gold, but it's not really clean in the sense of, it's been a lot of consolidation, one move, consolidation again, another move. So it's sort of like it's staircasing, so to speak, if I can say that, if that makes sense. Yeah. Let's quickly have a look at NQ, just see what it's doing. Okay, NQ is ping-ponging now between Event Horizon and the N-Walk, I guess. If you want to play ping-pong. Yeah, you have to be okay with being wrong, and but but you don't want to give money. I totally get it. You don't want to give money back. So that is it's important to also get to take some money off the markets. That's the main thing. But if you have a good trade, you want to have some conviction in your trade. And even though, and I love it that I have people in the chat here that tell me with conviction that they think it's going to be different than what I say, and I love that because that's what you want. You want people to challenge you and to keep you on your toes. And we have different opinions. That's the best thing you can have in a chat, right? And there's no right or wrong. And everybody's here to learn. And if one of us is wrong, hey, we don't care. We learn, we journal, and we move on. And next time we get the trade. If everybody's on the same, I would hate it literally if everybody would just be in the chat looking what I'm going to do, not saying anything and just hoping. That means they think that I'm a signal service. But I'm not, and the people that are here don't think of that as well. So Arthur, if you want to learn, I think you're at the right place because it's a very small. It's just starting to grow, but it's already a very nice community, and I'm humbled by the people that got in this space already. Yeah. Oh, somebody subscribed. Who's that? I always miss it. Thank you. Who was it? This one is delayed. Maybe I can see it here. Ruben Garcia, I see it now because I see the delayed thing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome to this just starting, growing community, which I think is really awesome. And yeah. And again, we are in consolidation, and I think it's the same on NQ. Let me see. Yeah, NQ is above the first presented fair value gap, but I think, guys, we really have to. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? I do like Thursdays, but Friday we have news, and I think now are they not busy with the voting on the government shutdown? Does anyone know what the status is of that? Because it could be that it's over and done with, right? I wonder if it's over, if we get a pile of news and we get a lot of volatility, even more. But we can't really complain from today. I mean, last week was shit. I didn't have a good week last week. But let me check on. I want to know if there's something on the. If anyone knows, let me know, please. Government shutdown. I thought they were voting today. Government. See, we're trickling up, right? But it's hard to enter. Oh. Somebody made a cartoon, government shutdown, and it says, like a TV, like, you know, the old screens, and then please stand by. That's funny. I can't find anything on time. But anyway, I think we don't have news tomorrow, but we have news. Let me just check. Maybe something changed. Flash. Okay, tomorrow we have existing home sales though. That's it, but that's not new. And Friday we have. But are we? Oh, look at my trade going where I'm not in. Isn't PMI? Okay, it's also tentative. Okay, everything is tentative. You know, I can't remember a day that we had PPI and CPI. Most of the time that was on a Thursday, right? Those are my best days because we've got large distribution moves. But now it's on a Friday. If I guess they are also subject to, if the government's still closed, we're not going to get them, right? But anyway, we'll see. We just have to wait, I guess. We just have to wait. Hey, Casey. Yes. The gold trade. The runner got about 120 points, and I believe the first TP was 69-70 points. But it was also because the ICT wick, the daily wick I used, that gave the confirmation. I mean, I think we're learning in the best times. If you can maneuver, I think if you start in these markets, I think in a while it's going to be so easy. You know, we are learning a lot, and I think we can really. I don't want to say that we're getting. You know, I guess we're getting more skill because we are really navigating in very hard conditions now. So what we're learning now, because I've heard a lot of experienced traders say that they've never found the market so difficult as now. Eugene, how long have you been trading? You seem to be very experienced. Yeah, I do believe that. Well, I'm just in 6 years, so I can't really. I think I know a little bit from these past years, but for me, I wasn't serious. I don't know if I really recall what I was doing 3 years ago. Let me put it that way. I might, you know, recognize some things, but I was just, you know, like a blind person. But yeah, Casey, that gold trade, I guess it's I think maybe it's even I've had more points on NQ, but technically and also my TP was like really almost to the tick. I think this is technically my best trade so far. Yes. Hello, Wasim. How are you doing? I am doing very well. It's a bit of a boring trading session, but not boring in the chat and just hanging out. So, how are you doing? Did you have any trades today? Oh, yeah, it's really hard to enter on gold. I have a bullish bias. We have someone who is bearish, but then again, even though I'm bullish, I would not know where to enter properly. To be honest, we're not having a proper retest. It's just trickling up. So this is one of those trades. If you get in, it might slam down on you. So I don't know. And I'm not really interested. But Casey, by the way, have you traded today? How you didn't have to I guess it was yesterday when you said that you had to a good day, right? Because sometimes I'm confused with with the time. So you know what I also want to so what I also my idea for the Discord is something that I was thinking about, like you learn the most from your losing trades, not from your winning trades. So I actually want to make a also a area where we actually encourage people to post their losing trades, because you know I know a lot of influencers that they never post their losing trades, and that's for a reason, because that's where other people also learn the most of from. But losing trades are actually, there's the most value in them. So I'm thinking actually also to encourage that, to so I'm an ICT based trader, was seen, but I'm also using time based. I've added more time based elements to my trading. Are you ICT based? Because I can name a few models, but if you're not ICT based, you're like, what the hell is she talking about? But I try to trade as mechanically as possible, so use gradients, time, and look for specific levels that are hit, and then well, obviously, yeah, and then but yeah, I try to trade as mechanically as possible, so that means I have less stress. I have specific models. One is them, for example, I call that my 10-4. That means if it's basically a power of 3 AMD, looking for accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and then try to trade the distribution. But then I'd love it the most when the distribution move, if I can indicate a few specific time-based entries in that area, and then I just have my best trades. And I do similar. I try to do that as well in London. So that will be the 2 o'clock candle, which is the 4 hour. So the distribution move, if the 10 o'clock in the AM session and 2 o'clock give that, I try to catch those. Those are my favorites to work with. And then if you micromanage it, then there are more models to that frame your exit and entries. And I'm an alcoholic. That means that I am trying to find as much of the algorithmic signatures, so I can frame my trades better and get better, improving my execution, and get better R to R, and not fall into that over trading trap anymore. But that help once you start getting models, you start getting better also in not to over trade, because you know your models will show up. If it's not today, it will be tomorrow, and things like that. Casey, up 380. It was at a different house and didn't have my laptop this morning. Okay, so how did you trade? Did you use your friend's laptop? Well, that's pretty good that you still managed to trade. What do you trade, Vasim? What is your entry model, or what is your strategy, or are you still studying? But I would like some feedback on what people, how do they think about posting their losing trades? Is that something that is embarrassing or something that people don't mind to do? Because I don't want to embarrass anyone, but I'm just thinking because there is so much to learn, and I will do it myself as well. I will also post my losing trades, obviously, but I think, and then also, obviously go over what went wrong, and other people maybe could also comment, oh, I see what you did, that was something that you missed or something like that. But that's just an idea that I have. So, because most people just want to post their winning trades, and that's all good, but obviously that will be there as well. But I think there's much value in losing trades as well, more value and more learning moments, I guess. So, just a thought. Very quiet. I'm at 139, guys. That's crazy. This weekend I passed 100 and I'm at 139, almost 440 now. That is crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, Angela, I love ICT because ICT, I got a 120-point trade on a gold today from what he last shared last. No, I'm ICT based, and I think ICT. I was a retail trader before. I trade. I'm in 6 years now, and when I discovered ICT, I was very skeptical. I was again one of those things, but I'll check it out. But then I started looking into the charts, and then I saw, oh, that really works, and that it became logical to me, and that's where I got addicted to getting more knowledge on that, and then because of the algorithm that he talks about, I got very intrigued about that, and then I added more. I got other mentors who were also ICT based, but they added more time based elements into their trading, and that's how I now have added also more time based elements to my trading. Yeah, you got the one on NQ. I think that was really a nice one too. But hey, listen, I got such a beautiful trade. And I was really busy, so I didn't really check it out. But I did see it, and the move that was awesome. I think it was. Did you take the whole move? Do you trade ICT or are you not a big fan of ICT? And what he is sharing, his last few videos, I mean, I think he literally unveils some really big secrets because those wicks, I never used them in the way. I was always wondering, I was always looking at those wicks because I use wicks that are visible already in the area that I'm trading, but I never used wicks that were like 4 candles on the left and we have different candles, And now with those daily candles, oh my God, it's really a game changer. And also with the gradients of what he said. But I have to watch. There's 1 or 2 that I really have to rewatch. But guys, if you are ICT trader, or even if you're not, those videos that he posted, I think everybody should see them and just have a look in the charts, what it can do. And but yeah, I wouldn't have that confirmation on that gold trade today without that using that daily wick and grade that one and seeing exactly it hitting the 0.5. It took me out of my confusion because I was a little bit confused because I could frame the market on different time frames differently, even though I was bearish and then I got back to bullish and I was, but then without those wicks and one more other confirmation that I had, I thought, okay, now I see it. I see it now, and I could frame also my TP pretty much to the tick. So it was a beautiful trade. Very proud of it. I think it was one of my best trades ever, technically. Not in points, but technically. I've been using IFPG for 3 years now on NQ. Will a break-even performance, but I'm starting to use footprint order flow with the bias derived from ICT's higher time frame institutional order flow. Okay, that's good. So you're combining things. That's good. Yeah, just use whatever, they were just ICT is just building blocks, and whatever works for you, you take whatever helps. Some people only trade the breaker, some people only trade order blocks, some people only use whatever, and yeah, if you like footprint order flow and you combine that with that's awesome. And you used the IFEG for 3 years already. I think he didn't even talk about the IFEG 3 years. So, but yeah, I think the IFEG is very powerful. But technically, everything is has an inverted is it inverted PD array, right? May I ask how old you are? Why would you want to know that? I'm just curious. Is it like oh, she looks older than I think she is, or I'm just curious why would you want to know that? You're actually the first that is asking that. I actually thought I would have that question sooner. I think I'm older than people think I am. Oh gosh, guys, there's really no entry. Yeah, for me, it is just I don't. For me, I will keep studying because I am intrigued by the algo because I just want to know. But that has I guess everything from ICT is algorithmically based, right? So um, just like that, because I always see people live streaming who are 20 to 30 now, and I'm younger, so I just walk around asking. I think you're like, no, I'm not. I'm much. No, I can be your grandmother. I think. But yeah, I think age doesn't really matter in the sense of not. Well, I mean, young. I mean, I must say. We've got a few youngsters here that are very good in trading already and very fast, so that's a good thing. But no, I am much older than that. But I am, let's say, I'm from the, well, I'm younger than Madonna. Let's put it that way. But I'm from the Madonna generation. But I'm younger than she is. Much younger though. But I grew up with Madonna. Like a version. I guess no. You know what? To be honest, I think everybody grew up with Madonna, right? I mean, she's like a dinosaur right now. I yeah, algorithm. You know, the algorithm. I mean, it's so intriguing, in all honesty. And once you see the perfection, with it, things really are. You can really calculate everything. To the tick. So I've been trading 6 years, and I started with retail. So I didn't do anything. I made some money, you lose some money. It's just it's a zero sum game, I guess. And then I was pointed. Well, I got into TPO, so a market profile, but then TPO it's sort of like time based already because they use a 30-minute time. But I did like it, and I did learn much more than I did with other things. Like I got into penny stocks when I started and that kind of bullshit. But there was always something missing. I did get better, but there was always something that I couldn't really. I would like to have the full logic behind a trade. And then when I discovered ICT through a friend of mine, that's where I really thought, oh, now I can really get the logic behind the move, behind the price action. And I got addicted. I did core content twice, and then he did obviously he went back, he gave live sessions. I can't remember if it was 2023, and I think he did both in 2023 and 24, that he did live sessions at some point. I watched all of them, but then again, they were easy to rewatch, but his are quite long. And he used to talk a lot, obviously. But so 6 years in, 3-year ICT, And that's where things changed for me after getting into ICT. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome, these concepts. But hey, everyone their own. And I just don't understand why people are so are talks. They learn from him. They make money off his concept, and then they all speak very badly about it. I just don't get that. I don't understand. Just because he gives things for free, he shares his knowledge, and you either take it or you don't listen to it. But I just don't understand the negativity about it so much. I find it really weird. I really find it very weird. But anyway, yeah, for me it's been a game changer. And now with this, what he's sharing now, were always questions that I still had, because I still have a lot of things that I'm like, you know, that he says that he hasn't shared everything what he knows, which is understandable. You can choose whatever you want to share or not, right? But now what he's sharing right now is extremely valuable, and I think everybody should watch that video or his last few ones that he posted. I'm just saying. Yeah. So Wasim, you also are intrigued. You also love the algo, and you also like to figure out more. It's a rabbit hole. Um, okay, so you've been training about 7 to 8 months. Only started with one strat and never changed it. Just great. Hey, if it works already, and you're in just that time, and you're making money with it, that's pretty awesome. And may I ask what that strat is? Yeah, TikTok brains. Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. TikTok is old for the new. Yes, I get it. Yeah, for TikTok brains. It was funny because I used to I started working for a prop firm, and that's how I started doing YouTubes for them, and that's why without them I would never start on my own YouTube channel. And they were the ones that told I had to make shorts for them, and I was like. He says, yeah, you have to make a short, and it can only be 35 seconds. And I said, yeah, but I cannot. How can I explain my it had to be on a educational topic. I said, yeah, I cannot do that in 35 seconds. Yes, you have to do that because people have only attention span of 35 seconds nowadays. So I learned that already. So now I do make shorts, and they're very short. But then I'm thinking, okay, because now I have my own YouTube channel, I can, okay, if they want to learn more about it, they can come to me. But for me, it's a very weird concept that people are interested in watching hundreds of shorts, but it doesn't really. It's very shallow in my opinion. Like, because it's like if swiping, and then you don't really learn something. It's just sort of like, I don't know, but it is how it is nowadays. People they don't want to see a longer video than 35 seconds. That's it, unless they go into streams, I guess. But you see, even though if you go into stream, while people go in and out, I used to do that as well, because I mean, I wouldn't want to listen to myself talk as well. It's very weird to hear yourself talk so much, to be honest. It's quite weird. I try not to listen to my own streams, but sometimes I have to if I have to make a short out of the content, so I have to go through it. But you have to, because sometimes I notice sometimes I say a lot, and you have to improve that. So you have to listen to yourself. But it's very weird. So you wait for some of sweep plus bias, and then I look if we have a SMT, and I have a high. So that is that is ICT or ICT. Yeah. Hey, that's all you need. SMT with the inversion and break of structure. There you go. Yeah. So that's why it's so hard here to get in this area, right? Because yeah, we did have a little sort of like no, we created equal. We did not really have we just go high. We just going higher and higher. And now we stop here in this area. So, But I think most of us had good trades in the morning, right? Some of us took the NQ. We had a good trade in the we had a good trade in the London session. So I think everybody is sort of like, we're all okay not getting in, and we don't really care missing this trade, right? Because I think what I like about this group is that we all want the higher, the better. We're going for the quality trades, and we don't care if we miss this one, I think, right? Oh my God, somebody subscribed. That means I'm at 140 now, I think. Who subscribed? 141, guys. Thank you. I want to see. Jivko Lekvek. I see it on the screen. Thank you so much. Yes, and also people are here that they are not in the chat, but they are here and they subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Very much welcome. And I'm getting so excited, you know, guys. I'm getting so excited from this because it's just and I like that it's not going too fast, but it is actually going fast because I never expected these, but just the people that are here already and the feeling of the kind of community that we're already building is just is how I really wanted it to be. Like, you know, the people that in the chat are fading me already, and you know, we have all that have their own opinions and feel safe to vent them as well. So I love it. I just love it. And I can't wait. I'm going to really speed up that Discord because I really think that will make it more of we can do much more as a community then. So, and hey, we're here to learn, right? Everyone is, I'm a lifetime student of the market. So, yeah, and Angelo, exactly. Typical ICT, but I get some hate. Yeah, you know, I got hate as well when I was working at that prop firm because I was the only ICT trader. You know, they say things about, oh, but isn't it a cult? You know, it's so stupid things. I said, no, it's not a cult. And, but, it is what it is. I don't care. It makes me profitable. You know, and especially after today, after that gold trade with that new, use of those wicks, I'm like, hey man, I'm just going to get more and more, of these algorithmic signatures and improve my trading with them and see what works. And some things I throw away, I don't use, and some things I do. But yeah, I don't, you know, and you know, also people who don't trade ICT, they're also welcome here. But I work for Hola Prime. Hola Prime. I'm doing. The lady that hired me, I thanked her today. I said, listen, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. Yeah, but we parted ways because I didn't like you know, there were too many rules for me, and because I was ICT, I figured I couldn't really talk the way I wanted. I always felt a little bit that it was very I call it retail, but very much market volume profile, only basically only volume profile. And now, yeah, there is some, I guess there is some advantage to it, but for me, it's not enough. I just, you know, a volume node is just nothing else than a fair value gap, right? I mean, I don't need volume profile to read the market, or low volume node. I mean, yeah. So, and I had to have a black screen. I had to use Project X and all those things. I really don't like Project X. And so there were too many rules. And the lady that hired me, she really liked me, but she already saw that, you know, I was just struggling a little bit in the sense of being ICT trader and with the market, the people that they were catering to. And she says, you know what? I think you should start on your own YouTube channel. I said, no, I can't. Because I went online on YouTube with 3 other coaches. So we were talking also together as 4 coaches, and then, you know, with a chat. And I love that. That's why I was like, oh my, this is really fun. But it's different than when you're on your own here, right? But I said no. She said, yeah. And you know what? Because I had invested in the setup and things like that. So I thought, well, I could give it a go. I could think about it. So that's how I started thinking about it. And I thought, why not? And she said, yeah, just do it. Just do it. And I said, okay, I'll just do it. So I did. Yeah. But we are going up. And my TP, well, let's see. I'm not in, but I think it's going to go all the way up here. 54, 51, 50, 41, 51. But yeah, hold up prime. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but they're obviously doing very well. They started futures. They were looking for futures coaches, so that's why they approached me. And they started a few months ago, so they're not really that old. Yeah. But now I am fully independent. I can say what I want. I can do what I want. I can have a wide screen. Also I had Project X and I didn't have any indicator. We were not allowed to use TradingView, only Project X. But you have no indicators besides the Bollinger Bands and the volume profile. No, there was no volume profile on it either. So we were really struggling with not having our indicators on. And I have to do everything manually. So I'm like, yeah, that's just not what I want. The freedom is just amazing to have your own YouTube channel, and I can do whatever I want now and can say whatever I want without being told that I cannot. Yeah, but no, it was an amazing experience, and like I said, I believe that the universe works in that way. Things always happen for a reason, right? And if it wasn't for her, I would not have been here. So. And we're just starting. We're just starting. Now we have reached according to the model, we have another 10 points in the making, so this will be the max. But I don't think it's the max. I think we are going higher. But we'll see. I think we're going to overextend the model. Now there was really not a nice I can't really. The only entry that I could frame was this breaker retest, but it was very fast. It was the breaker. I just marked the two highest candles, and there was a little fair value gap here. We call it, that's our unicorn, right? And if you look very closely, so So with this candle, we have activation of the breaker. We go out of it, and here we go into it. So these candles would have been the breaker retest. But to be honest, I didn't even see it happening when it happened. And it's in a macro. It's 154 and 155, and this one is out of it, 156, and then it starts running at 157. That would have been for me the only entry, and also why I would be interested is that it's over a root candle. So these yellow boxes are root candles. It's a DTT that they use root candles, and you can use them as premium and discount as well. So if it would be over a root candle as well here, you can see, you go below it, and here we're above it, and then also this move is away from it. This would have been the only entry for me, but I did not take it. So anyone else? Is someone in the trade long biased on long on gold, but not in it? And I'm okay with it. But listen, guys, if I would not have that trade this morning, I would not be this easy. But I think it was one of my best trades ever. So I'm sort of like, okay, okay with it, and I don't want to give any money back. I don't know if you understand that feeling. If you really, really have a good day, you really want to, like, not even $1. I don't want to even give $1. That would just sort of like break my my happiness. It sounds weird, right? Actually, you would say, oh, if you have a good day, you don't mind giving. I always used to do that. Now I don't want to do that anymore. I'm done with those times. But yeah, I just don't want to break the happiness cycle. But anyway, let's see what price is doing. Okay, so um, we are in this opening range gap. Now I'm going to put it back on because I think there's some new people in the chat as well. The opening range gap of gold. This morning we went 945. We hit the 0.5. We went out of it and now we're in it and we closed above it. And this is also what ICT told us. If you have a fair value gap that pierces through a gradient, it's a high value fair value gap. And we can consider these gaps. The opening range gap is the gap between 415 and 930. That is a gap, and it's an imbalance. It doesn't matter what kind of gap it is. It could be an N walk. It could be a large wick. Anything. If you use those gradients, this is applicable. This knowledge, and so this is a high. This is an important fair value gap because it pierces through a gradient. And we haven't had one for, well, we had one here. But if you see price action like this, I was watching this actually, because that's why I had these markers, and see, okay, everything is low probability here. And then you have, there's nothing happening here, no fair value gap. And now I see the 0.5 and I see this fair value, this BISI being created here. And you see how beautifully this candle, it lays on top of it, right? Yeah, I think it's gonna go, we're gonna spike. I think it's gonna spike up. Or are we gonna get a retest into this one? No, protect the gains at any cost. Yes, but you know, I used to not do that so good, and especially when you have a really, really good day. So I'm gonna take it back off. The gradients will stay on. So I just want to have less things on the charts. Here we go. So these are the gradients. I might change it a little bit to, here we go. So we can keep an eye on it. So let's see. So this is what, but this works on every, so especially also on the higher time frame. If you have a large wick or gap and you frame it, and that's how you can tell what is a breakaway gap, what is a measuring gap. They will all pierce through a gradient level. So now so technically, but I wouldn't. So I find they're very difficult still. I wonder if this is the. I'm going to calculate something. Hold on. I want to see my range. This is the daily range so far for today. Beautiful range. Okay, look at that, guys. This is the full range. Now, where's the 0.5? Exactly the 0.5 of the, oh, hold on. I'm going to use another one so you can see it. And then people tell you that it's not, that there's no algo. Now, I would believe that that's the measuring gap. Hold on. Okay, you see this one here, the extension one? 0.5. It's almost exactly at the 0.5 where we have this fair value gap going through. You see that? So this is a very important fair value gap. So you mark this one. That's what ICT teaches in his last lesson. But don't you think it's a coincidence that it's 0.5 here? And it's also 0.5 from the gradient, from the opening range gap. So this is, I would say that this is definitely most likely the measuring gap, because we can consider this the full dealing range for today. And we're going here. We're just going back into the but I just you know, just wanted to point out how beautifully algorithmically things, you know, come back together. Now we're going to hit the 1/3 here. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to mark this fair value gap because I think this will be of significance either tomorrow or whatever, maybe even today. But I'm going to mark this one because ICT told me that. VWAP is there too. Exactly at that. Okay, see, I love to hear those things because then. But isn't it amazing that it's 0.5 from? Well, we already sort of like thought that this would be the dealing range, right, or session range. But now I never thought to calculate it to see if that was also the 0.5, because then it's the measuring gap, right? Because we could have predicted that there would be this that this fair value gap would be created there. Yeah. Yeah, I do believe that we are going to close the whole gap. It's so fun. I've got a cat and she's snoring. Today's price action needs to be studied. Hell yeah, definitely. Every day's price action needs to be studied. But it would be nice if we get some easy days that you have like every macro will, offer you a good setup. Now it's like really you have to, it's one setup and then it's consolidation for hours, right? So it would be nice if we have some more, well, I mean, maybe I think it's actually present that we are learning now in these times. Yeah. Now, 1/3 level. I love 1/3. Let's see if it rejects here. You see those 1/3 levels, also the high of the AMRP level, and technically the range is almost done. It says that the average range would be 31 points, and we used 27 points already. So there's only, but I think we're going to extend. There's no other model, but I think we're going to extend over this model. That's possible. But it also could not do it. But this is a market maker. We're in a buy program. It's a buy algo. But Eugene, I'm happy that I'm not in. You know why? Even though it goes up, it just goes up very slow, and that's actually something that I don't like to be in anymore. It's not the price action that I would like to be participating in. So I'm happy that I am happy that I'm not in, because it's just not. Something that I really like. If it just trickles up, it goes so slow, right? It just goes from, this is 150. Look, we just made, what time is it now? 3:15. Let's see. 3:15. Let's take it from here, from this range here. How many points is it? It's 42 points. Let's make it 45 points. Well, it's still a lot of money if you think about it. on gold, but 45 points from quarter to one, so in 2 hours on gold. In 2 hours, just 45 points. Yeah, I just, hey, hell, man, I made 120. Well, no, that's what the 70 points. Well, we were long in that trade as well. I mean, we waited quite a bit, right? But it wasn't 2 hours, I think, because the stream was, well, maybe the runner. I mean, it was. I got back and then it hit the runner, but well, I was in and out, but I can't remember anymore. But well, anyway. But that was a little bit, once it started going, it went faster, right? We have a nice move. That's why I'm better. I don't know about you guys, but I do better on distribution moves to the downside for some reason. I like them better, but I guess because they're faster. They just go very fast. This is a little bit tiring to watch. But I didn't get any reactions on the on posting the losing trades. I'm just wondering if I would post my losing trades in the Discord, would people be interested in going just to watch them, or are they like, no, I just want to see winning trades? Okay, let me ask this. Would people rather see someone's winning trades or someone losing trades? I'm just curious. I'm really curious. I'm just saying, there's more to learn from losing trades than from winning trades, but there is enough to learn from people's winning trades as well, don't get me wrong. Can I make a poll? Just wondering. Am I already? I think it's some of the perks you get when you I don't know if I can make a poll already. Engage with your audience. Oh, I can start a poll. Okay. I can also start a Q&A. Yeah, Vasim, I think there are a few different. I think that is something that I've heard before as well. That there are different kind of algos. I mean, I can't imagine that there's just one algo because and I was also wondering if is it like a switch, like, okay, okay, today we're going to do the crazy algo, today we're going to do seek and destroy. I think there must be a batch of whole. I don't think it's a single one either. I don't think so. It's too complicated for that. And I think, is it Goldbach? They have algo 1 or algo 2, but they can tell from the price action which algo is running. I would love to, but I think if you find out those things and you come into those people, they have to kill you probably. I don't know, but I would love to know how it really works. Is there someone who controls it? Is someone? I mean, there must be some people that write the code for it. Wasn't there a time that people were actually thinking that ICT was one of the coders? I think that's something that I heard, that he was part of that team. Because he has a IT background, right? But it's fascinating, that's for sure. And hey, without it, we don't have an edge. And let's see. I'm really curious to see if it goes to all the way up here. Well, you know what it does, right? Market maker buy and sell models, they go back to their original consolidation. Now, where's the original consolidation? ICT claims that he coded one algorithm for a company. Oh, he does. Oh, he said that. Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't know that, but I did. There were rumors. I guess there was a rumor. Okay. Yeah, I can't imagine that. I guess when he would have done it, he would have signed an NDA or something, and he would have been killed if he would start sharing the secrets. Hey, listen, guys, see what happens again. We have a large distribution, a larger distribution right through the 0.33. You see that? That is what you want to see if you want for proper price action. So it's low probability when it forms between those gradients. But let's see what happens. Oh, it's already 2:30. The market is only half an hour open, but yeah. Now, come on, go overextend. So the gap is almost closed. We're almost at 25% of the gap. 75. I should say 75% because we're. So we've got quarter to go. Let's see. Okay, we have the average range has been fulfilled. So everything that goes over the range now is extension. As you can see, we've got one. This is one extension. This is two. This is 2.5, and this is 4. So it uses the normal. But I think we're going to extend over this model, like I said before. Because it's a market maker. We are in a buy program. But you know why people lose 90% is because market makers that use the highest levels of high time frame and they make the most money while even big institutions lose with retail. Really? Well, I do understand why people lose. I used to be one of them. Oh, I have to rewatch the ICT one because he also went into IPTA and he actually simplified the whole IPTA, how to look at it in combination with how he grades the things. Oh, is it precise? Yeah. But does footprint, do you see the high frequency algorithms, how they print, or what do you see exactly on footprint? What is it that you look at? You see again. So if I would be bullish, so this is what I learned from ICT's video. But again, I need to rewatch it again. If you see this go through, you can stay bullish because this is high. It's just confirming the order flow. But let's see if I've understood it correctly. But because it pierced through all these levels, it's a very good sign for continuation. Well, I guess then if I would have entered here, what I said somewhere around here, right? I said, oh, if I enter here, I think it was this wick that I was looking at, right? I think it was this one, and we were concerned about this one, and rightfully so. Let me just, what if I would have gotten in? I think this was my trade. I'm still saying it's gonna. I'm still. Well, that would have been an 8 R trade on top of. I don't even know how much R that was. I know it was 120 points, but I think it was similar, something like that. I think it was a little bit smaller. Ugh. No, it's okay. Oh, come on. Let's quickly have a look at NQ. Just trickling up, trickling up. Well, I'm looking forward to Friday though, and tomorrow as well. But then again, if we have news, we might have. But on the other hand, if we have an inside day on, today's not an inside day on gold. So I always confuse it when you see. Yesterday, Tuesday, because the market opens at 6 p.m. Eastern, right? It's still Tuesday. So it's not, not yesterday. It was 2 days already. So that's why sometimes I confuse it. Oh, we did a low. No, it's not, because it's just 2 days price action. But because it starts on the previous day at 6 p.m., it's still the 2 days daily candle, right? Part of it. Yeah, we I think, it's also good when you just sometimes watch price action and learn from these things. And I hope this information also helps a little bit. Like if you grade it, and you see these fair value gaps, they are a high value fair value gaps, and they give you algorithmically also a signal that your bullish trade is still going. You don't have to worry yet. Yeah, I see it, I see it as a win as well, just going over price and just reading the tape and learning and just seeing, okay, because next time I might take it. Imagine that I don't have any trade and I'm like, okay, I really, I need to pay my rent, I need to make some money now, for example. Then I would trust, when I set this level, I trust next time I will trust it more. Obviously, when everything lines up, the 658 and 312, like I said, these are two are married, and we'll see. They need to go back to each other. They need to. It's like a loop, and it's also the consolidation, right? So price always goes back to finalize the market maker buyer sell model. It always goes back to the initial consolidation. Where's the consolidation of the start of the buyer sell model? Right over here. Plus, it's the event horizon. Where were we? We were at the N walk. What does it do? It ping pongs between N walk and event horizon. Plus, I've got my 658, which has been retested 1, 2, I think it was even 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 times. And we had multiple retests here of different things. And I didn't pull the trigger here because it wasn't really a good entry, right? But it was still, it's still valid enough if you really want to enter a trade. But I guess I did not really want to, because imagine also being in a trade and go so slow that it's mentally draining. It drains because you're still always worried that it slams down on you, right? Because it's easy to say in hindsight, okay, yeah, it goes up. Now, yes, I had a bullish conviction, but I'm never 100% sure. And if it goes so slow, your brain I get very tired. I really, it drains me. And I would rather be maybe ready for tomorrow London and have another one of those trades. No, I'm just joking. I don't think these trades will happen that often. That was everything so well. So I wonder if ICT, he did a good video this weekend, but he hasn't dropped anything this week yet, did he? So I wonder when he will drop a new video and share some of this stuff again. And then he now adds, every time he adds something, just a little bit, something new. So 1533. Um, Let me see. Beautifully. Let me see if the gap is closed already. I can't see it because I only have the quarters on. Are we almost there? Almost. We just have a little bit. Okay, to the, here's the line. I see it now. Okay. Almost closed. Here we go. Almost. Beautiful gap close. And yeah, I do believe that we will end up here. Yeah, I mean, I think it's an awesome day, and I really love gold. And Q, well, I don't know. It also, also there, it's also going up. Yeah, we have confirmation here, but then again, look, and this is what I mean with ping pong, and then you go back and forth, back and forth. And this is very typical for range days. When you're here, you can frame your trade to here, and when you see it go over here, you frame your trade to there. But these are very small. It's a very small range, by the way. You don't want to do that. Is it small? How many points is this? 9, 16. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not interested in those moves anymore, to be honest. I would rather don't have a trade and go for larger moves and have 50 to at least 50 points. This just doesn't interest me in the sense of putting risk on and then having a losing trade, and if it's a 2R trade, it's 16 points, so then I can only risk 8 points. Yeah. Now let's see if it's going to hit the level. Okay. It hit, it hit the level 1 of the DTT, so it could reverse it, but we've got the daily open here, we've got all these levels here as well. This is all the liquidity. 2.5. Spiky, go up. So isn't it like amazing? I think it's so, intriguing when I see something like that 0.5 matches up. If you calculate the whole dealing range, and then it's the same 0.5 level almost from the opening range gap, and that these things just seem to, that it always forms a fair value gap at the a measuring gap, so it's always the midpoint of so if you can figure out what the midpoint is of a range, you already know a fair value gap that is important, and you know what your ranges are going to be. That's really interesting, right? If you have that information. Now the question is, if you look to the left, does this tell you anything? So I'm just thinking, Eugene, for example, if you have an opening range gap and you see the 0.5, how many times will it happen that it's the 0.5 of the full dealing range? So we have a guy or a man that lives behind here, and he, I guess he's lonely, and he got a rooster, but he doesn't have any hens, and the bloody thing makes so much noise. And I just heard it. I'm like, it's really late. It's already at night. And I am an animal lover, but I really hate that rooster, to be honest. I think that's the first time I really hated an animal. I don't eat meat anymore. I'm a pescatarian. But I hope that rooster ends up in a chicken soup somewhere very fast. And the noise is so horrible, and it's so. We have another rooster further down, but that doesn't sound so horrible. It's just like really, this is very high pitched, and the other ones are just sort of like more manly, I guess. But and it's not. It's I get it when you live on a farm, but not in a highly populated area. Well, it's not really that populated, but there's an apartment complex here, and it's still a little town. But I don't understand why people get a rooster when there's no hens and nothing. I think he just gets a rooster to annoy the neighbors. I think he had a fight with some neighbors, and that's what people do. Why would you get a rooster? Just a rooster, if you don't have any hens. There's nothing to protect, right? And they're just walking around and just being bored. He's bored at all. I don't think he feeds him well as well, so he's always making noise, asking for food. Mm. But hearing him at night around 10 o'clock, which is almost 10 o'clock here, it's 9:30. That's weird when a rooster starts making noise in the evening. But then something must be wrong, or it's really unhappy. But yeah. I don't hope I insulted anyone. You guys have roosters or something, but but it's just weird to me. I love living on the countryside, but this is not really. We are in the sort of wildlife area, but it is an area where a lot of people live. People have a night shifts, and children have to go to school, and they wake up now very early every day. So everybody's really. I hate this guy. Okay, come on. Okay, we got the crazy algo kicking in now. So let's see. I'm just curious how far it will go up. So we hit the. I wonder if we're going to go all the way up to maybe even to this area here. So we would reach to the floor, or are we just? Will it never maybe even hit this level? Maybe does it in Asia again? Because yesterday the good move came was in Asia. Um, the weeks go so fast. I mean, it's already Thursday tomorrow. It's crazy um, how fast those weeks go, the days go. Okay, 1541. What are you going to do, Algo? Oh, hmm. Is there any news tomorrow for London? Let me check. Tomorrow is. Let me check quickly. Nothing serious. GDP. No. Retail sales. Rowan Cobb, good evening. Weekly prediction on gold, up or down from here? Weekly prediction. Oh, interesting. Well, let me have a look. I haven't, well, for now, I'm still bullish for now. But let's have a look at the higher time frame because I think we can frame, we have Wednesday's almost done. So it's time to look at the weekly profile. That's a good one. Thank you. Um, weekly profile. Let's have a look. Higher time frame. Just want to check something here. I'll get back to the other screen. Hold on. Today it's Wednesday, right? I'm just sort of confused with the days. I would say bearish. Let me go over. I'll go back. Let me go back to the screen. We'll go on the higher time frame here. 4 hour. Oh shit. Now it could be 50-50, but no, I did not enter the gold tender. It's a good trade, but I'm a little bit too tired. And you know what? This is an exhausting trade. It just trickles up, and we had such a good trade on gold this morning that I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like it, to be honest. I just want to put a little bit more NWOGs on it. Just let me go to 12. Because I think we have a lot of more NWOGs to the downside, which have been untouched at all. We've got liquidity now here, beautiful liquidity to the downside. With this whole range, right? We didn't have a. I mean, you know, this is not a breaker, right? So I'm thinking like, are we going to get a retest? Are we going to go up? But does it need to go up from here? Is this balanced or not on the 4 hour? Looks pretty balanced to me. So is it going to stay open? That's the question. Now this is the magic. We hit 0.5 from this range here, so could we go up? Well, there's a little gap here, yes. Let me go to the 6 hour. Now I want to calculate this whole range. See, we have a daily distribution candle. I would think we have disrespected this fair value gap, right? So on the daily, this now is a full wick. So this is liquidity here. So maybe we go into this fair value gap. What do you think? Anyone else has a weekly prediction on gold for the, let's say, for tomorrow and day after tomorrow? Because we've got news on Friday, right? Let's say we've got news, we might even go lower then. I would say we're going to continue the distribution to the downside because we disrespected this week. Let's go have a look at the weekly, by the way. But hey, I could be totally wrong. The weekly. This is the weekly candle. The range. We took liquidity here. So I would say that the weekly, we go from external to internal, right? So let's see, I would like to see the weekly go into a fair value gap. So I would say either this fair value gap or this fair value gap, because we took external liquidity here on Monday already. So I would say from external to internal liquidity. So I hope it will go into the fair value gap here. Hey, but listen, it's just I could be totally wrong because the market does what it does, right? And it's very manipulative. But looking at the weekly, I would say we have some down movement. But hey, it could also go back up and take more highs and just go into a price discovery again, right? But we have a flat. Is this a flatty? Where are my flat bottom? Let's do some calculations, by the way. Is it possible to run start here? I'll have a look at the monthly as well because we're in mid of the month as well. Hey, listen, I need to. I like the question because I haven't looked at it pretty in a good way because in order to frame a good trade at the end of the week, it's good to know what different scenarios prepared. Even though they might not work out, you are prepared. 0.5, 0.7 here, and this is 7.9. This is so all these green lines are NWOGs, and you see they've been created. There's just been going up, 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 up. There's not been any. They're totally unmitigated, all of them. Here, look, this is the first one that's mitigated. Then we have one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and probably there's even more. All unmitigated fair value gaps. No retest, nothing. So I'm bearish. I hope. Well, yeah. But let's go back to this beautiful screen. See what. Now ICT also did say that if you get to the top of gradients, it gets very it becomes less precise. So you can see weirder price action. It becomes less clean. And obviously we are in the last gradient of the opening range gap because this is the quarter, right? So this till here is the top. So he did say it can get a little bit murky, and you might see some, just things that you can't really. It's not as clean anymore. So that makes sense, right? But yeah, let's see what the 10 more minutes. We'll sit it out together. I mean, we're here now. Trump speaks at 4 again. Yeah, so I was wondering if there was things about the government shut. Is it about the government shutdown? But Ruan, we just have to. Do you trade gold a lot? I really struggle on my stocks ATM. Okay, I sorry, I didn't read your message. But do you struggle with gold, or is it just your stocks? I think gold is pretty clean in comparison to. I really like. I haven't been trading gold for a long time. I just started a few weeks back, maybe 2 weeks back. So, but I must say so far now this trade is very slow and it just grinds up. But analysis was good. I mean, it didn't hit my TP yet, but I'm happy that I didn't enter because there will be just I would just be. I will be exhausted by now if I'm in a trade like that and you have to monitor it and, afraid that it might slam down on you even though it's going up. But we'll see. I mean, let's see if it goes higher. It could make that last little bit of move in Asia, right? Like it is yesterday. That I thought it would go. I can't remember what I exactly thought, but we had a breaker retest. We had a breaker activated. We went out of it, and then we went back in, and it just consolidated. And the move to the downside, If it would go up, I had an analysis, but if it would go down, there was also an analysis. And it did it exactly, both of them, in Asia. It was a pretty clean move, but hey, I never trade Asia because I need to sleep. That's the only time that I really sleep. Yeah. You're welcome, Juan. And but we'll have to see. I mean, I'm very curious how things are going to go the last 2 days because of the maybe the government shutdown will end, and if not, because we really want to we want those red folder news again, right, guys? We want that. We want them back, fully operational. Okay. Now let's see. A few more minutes, and then we'll just close the stream as well. And yeah, I'll keep everyone in. I'll do my best to get this Discord running. And I wonder how do I share? I just put the link then here right from the chat, in the chat, and then anyone can enter. I guess that's how it works. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We can build it further on. But I think most important is that there are voice channels. I start building on some educational stuff, but also some fun stuff, and also beyond the charts. And I want to start that library that people can get books. I think that's important as well. But still, no one answered me about those. If you guys prefer winning trades or losing trades to post, but I'm really curious what everybody's thinking actually on that topic. I really have no idea, to be honest. But I'll just do it and see how people react to it. If people don't like it, we just stop it. That's it. Yeah. Okay, now let's go. 5 more minutes. It doesn't look like it's. What did we do with those wicks? Let me see. Okay, we did take out a little bit of liquidity here, and we're in the 1 point, and we did. We're already over the range. You can see we went into 46 points, and the average range normally is 31. So we did overextend already, but I'm still. I'm just wondering if it's going to spike up a little bit. We only have 4 more minutes to go. 4 more minutes. Come on, give it another spike. Go to the event horizon, right over here. You can do it. Or are you done today? Are you really? No. I don't think so. I would be really surprised if it does not do anything. Go to your husband or your wife, whatever. Imagine being in the trade, and then I am just sort of like have my TP there, and it's just not going there. I would take it. I mean, guys, I would take it off here. I wouldn't wait. Not anymore. I would probably fell asleep already. Okay, we have 3 more minutes. Go 2.5 actually. Put you away. Oh, both. You mean both? Yeah. I got you, Eugene. Yes, I think so too. Now, also the 4 o'clock price is always a very algorithmic level for some reason, right? Let me see. I don't think I think it's going to run in Asia. I think that those moves nowadays, or those end moves, are done in Asia. They don't do it anymore in the. That sort of sucks, to be honest, but it's okay. It's okay. You can do it. Yeah, I think it hit a level. It's not going to go higher. So, I think it's done. Gold. I should have seen it. 430. Yeah, no, I think it's done. I don't think it's going to go any higher anymore, but that's okay. I mean, it was a beautiful run. I think it was a beautiful move, by the way, don't you think? Um, we're in a fair value gap, so it makes sense. It's for 15-minute fair value gap as well. So we didn't lose any money, we didn't make any money, but we're green on the day. And again, it was a nice run. Oh, why am I? Is my screen flipping? That's weird. Okay. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to ask before we end the session? I don't think there's. I think it's nothing's going to happen anymore. It's. I will make tomorrow. I will. I'll do a London session, and I will spend. I do have a little bit of still paperwork for all that annoying things that I need to do, but I will speed up the Discord. So maybe I actually want to try to make it operational for the weekend already. But let's see if I can make it. No hard promises, but I'll do my best for that. And yeah, let me know. Any input is welcome. But once it's there, we can just go along. And so I think I will fall asleep very very soon. Again, guys, I want to thank you so much, and also for the new people. I'm really grateful for all of you, and thank you again. And I'll see you again tomorrow. And I definitely got some journaling to do for today. It's been a very interesting day. I just love it. Okay, ciao ciao for now, and I'll see you again tomorrow. And sleep well. If you already, I don't know what time zones everyone is, but I need to go to bed, I think, because I'm really falling asleep today. I don't know why. But normally I'm not that tired, but today I am, I guess. So, okay, guys, I'll see you. No overtrading.